You know that moment when you finally drop your pack, try to relax, and realize you're still cold, stiff, and sitting in the dirt, even though you spent decent money on your gear? We're breaking down the upgrades that solve the hidden pain points behind bad sleep, aching joints, and miserable evenings in camp. I'm Chris from StepMassive, and after more than a decade of backpacking and helping thousands of beginners get trail ready, these are the 5 fixes that deliver real comfort fast. Let's start with the one that boosts morale the second you hit camp. After a full day on the trail, your hips are stiff, your lower back is worked, and your legs want a position that is not crouched in the dirt. A small chair fixes that instantly. The moment your hips lift off the dirt and your back gets real support, your body can finally relax. Even a short window of real rest pays you back every mile the next day. I learned this the hard way on one of my early trips in the High Sierra. I spent the entire evening sitting in the dirt, trying to lean against my pack for support, and I remember waking up the next morning feeling like I had slept inside a trash compactor. The next trip, I brought a chair, and it felt like I'd unlocked a hidden comfort upgrade. If you want the lightest option with the least fuss, the Helinox Chair Zero is the one I trust most. It comes in at around 1 pound, it packs small, and it gives your body the upright posture it craves after a long day. If you prefer a deeper, more kind of cradled seat, the Nemo Moonlight Elite feels a bit more supportive while staying close to that same weight. And if price matters more than the ounces, the Marchway Ultralight chair is a solid budget pick. It's a little over 2 pounds, but still delivers the same comfort jump without costing much. And by the way, chairs almost always drop in price during this time of year, so it's worth watching for early deals because the popular colors and the newer versions usually sell out fast. And once you start ending your day with real support, you notice how much more confident and stable you feel while hiking, which is a perfect setup for the next upgrade that actually protects your joints during the miles themselves. Trekking poles often get dismissed for the wrong reasons. A lot of people still think they're only for older hikers or for anyone who needs extra support, but they are one of the most useful tools you can bring on any terrain. On downhills, they keep your balance solid and protect your knees when the trails get loose. On climbs, they let your upper body pull a little weight so that your legs are not doing every bit of work by themselves. I realized how valuable trekking poles were early in my backpacking career. I was descending over boulders and some loose dirt in the Mojave Desert. My foot slipped, and the only reason I didn't face plant right into a rock is because my trekking pole caught my weight at the perfect moment. After that trip, I stopped treating trekking poles like optional gear, and they became something I never leave behind. They also can make your day easier in a lot of other small ways. They can support trekking pole shelters, help you test sketchy creek crossings, and push brush out of the way on tight single tracks. Anything that keeps your movement predictable over uneven ground pays off right away. For reliability, my favorite poles are the Black Diamond Trail Corks. I've used them for more than 5 years, and they are super stable, secure, and comfortable in every condition. Strong support during the miles is only half the comfort equation though. The next upgrade solves the overnight part of the problem, which is where a lot of beginners lose the most energy. A lot of backpackers blame their sleeping bag when they wake up cold or miserable, but most of the time, the real problem is the pad underneath them. A thin or underinflated sleep pad pulls heat from your body all night, and once that happens, you never really fall into real rest. A good pad solves that fast. More thickness means your hips and shoulders stop bottoming out, and better insulation keeps your warmth where it belongs. When your pad is comfortable and the pressure points start to disappear, you wake up with more energy and a lot more patience for the miles ahead. I've personally used the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite for years, and the current NXT version adds even more warmth and refinement without changing the ultralight feel. And if you want something quieter with a softer, more plush surface, the Nemo Tensor All-Season Pad is another excellent choice. Both are high-quality ultralight sleep pads, and I'll link them below if you want to compare the specs. And if you have a comfort upgrade that's made a big difference for you, let me know in the comments. I always like hearing what works for other hikers. Now, solid sleep solves half the battle, but there's a small piece of gear that boosts comfort all day long. The sit pad is one of those pieces of gear that almost everyone overlooks at first, and then once you use it a few times, it becomes something you reach for constantly. It looks simple, just a small piece of foam, but the comfort it adds throughout the day is way more than you'd expect. The obvious benefit is having a dry, cushioned, and insulated place to sit during breaks. When you can sit without sinking into the cold dirt, the wet grass, or sharp rocks, you can actually relax instead of just kind of crouching and calling it good enough. And it also helps with a handful of small jobs that show up on every trip. It gives your knees some padding when you're organizing gear or working inside the tent. It provides a flat, dry surface if you need to sort gear or food, and you can even use it as a windscreen for your stove on really windy days. These little boosts stack up over a few days and make the whole trip feel smoother. The Thermarest Z-Seat is a really popular option, and the Nemo Chipper is a really cool alternative that's made from recycled materials while adding a splash of color. Ultimately, a sit pad may be one of the simplest items in your kit, but it adds comfort in ways you notice every single day. A lot of beginner backpackers and experienced folks as well try to save weight by skipping a pillow or just stuffing clothes into a stuff sack. And on paper, that sounds pretty reasonable. Clothes in a stuff sack can definitely work, but it's sometimes a bit hit or miss. It can change shape throughout the night and flatten as you move around, and it tends to slide around on your pad, which makes it hard to keep your head comfortable throughout the night. A real backpacking pillow solves that immediately. The shape support keeps your neck from collapsing, and the fabrics on good pillows grip your sleeping pad so everything stays in place when you turn over. When your head stops sliding around and your spine stays aligned, your muscles relax and your whole night feels easier. My current favorite pillow is the Trekology Ultralight pillow because it balances weight and support. It has a solid valve system and it's a very good price. And if you want something softer with a more traditional feel, the Sea to Summit Aeros Premium is a nice upgrade. And if you really value comfort at night and prefer a plush at-home style pillow, the Wise Owl Snoozy delivers that feel with a heavier but very comfortable foam build. And since pillows are a smaller upgrade, they are an easy place to improve your sleep quality without spending much. And all of these comfort upgrades will stack over a full trip. When you sleep well and rest well, the miles feel smoother every day. And if making your trips easier and more enjoyable is a priority for you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next set of upgrades that can save you a lot of frustration on trail. And if you want more ideas that can make your next trip run even better, check out this next video. It runs through a handful of simple improvements that can take a lot of strain out of your time on trail. So thanks for watching. Stay comfortable out there, and I'll see you on the trail.